guys? Welcome. We're going to be doing a movie talk. Today we're going to be talking about...
Uncharted. Well, I was going to say Uncharted 4, but just Uncharted.
Yeah. Since we're still getting up, and we were just talking about Uncharted 4. Yes, we were talking about the Uncharted movie. I'm Grim Reaper.
I'm Norbert.
And today we're going to be talking about Uncharted,
many names.
The movie. So I sent him an email of a list of games that are going to be made in movies or talking about that they might be actually made into movies. And one of them is Uncharted. They're actually pretty close to getting, at least getting close to that line to start off and get going. So is Assassin's Creed is also another one of those movies. But we're going to be talking about Uncharted right now. So we had in the talks was Mark Wahlberg was one of those guys.
Yeah.
And then there was another Nathan Fillion is definitely a heavy hitter. I wouldn't mind Nathan Fillion, but yes, he is old, and of course, if it was an Uncharted 4 movie, it'd be perfect. It'd be perfect for it. But if it was Nathan Drake, sitting down in a chair, reminiscing about, like doing like some stuff back then, have Nathan Fillion, yes, have Nathan Fillion there, have a younger actor that looks like Nathan Fillion, play him as a younger version, and then just go up and just have Nathan Fillion narrate the movie. That way, we could get the Nathan Drake we want somewhere in the movie at least,
Yeah.
And then we had a director, and now it's a different director now. I think they're actually still looking for a director. But I'm definitely excited to see what they're going with it. They have not casted... There's no talks for casting for Sully. No news if there's going to be Elena, but there has to be because she's part of it. Let's do what they did with Uncharted 3 and talk about Nathan's backstory. There's not that much news about it, but this is what we've gotten so far. Thank God, I'm glad Mark Wahlberg's not in it. What about you?
I was dreading the day that movie was released when they said that Mark Wahlberg was doing it. Also, just the plan that they had. It's a family of thieves or something. It was like weird.
That wouldn't work.
Yeah,
he didn't have a family, so
yeah, and we know,
his backstory.
Yeah, we know what's his name? Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg.
We know what he does.
And what he could do and what he's capable
of. It's like, he's, in my opinion, he's more known for ruining franchises than...
I gotta give it to him, though, in Four Brothers, that was, he did a good job in Four Brothers. Italian Job, he did a pretty decent job in that. He's a good actor in certain films that fit his range. If he goes outside of his depth of where he's acting, he's not like Donnie. Donnie is an amazing actor, and people are like, "Well, I haven't seen him anything." If you've seen The Sixth Sense, he was the guy that shot Bruce Willis in the first movie. That's Donnie Wahlberg. Then Donnie Wahlberg was in the Saw movies. He played the detective. Then, for another change of roles, Donnie Wahlberg was in Dreamcatcher. He was the guy who was mentally challenged who ended up turning out to be an alien. Spoiler alert if you have not seen it. Sorry.
I haven't seen it. It's spoiled. So
Donnie Wahlberg is the more talented of the Wahlberg brothers. And that's kind of sad to say that the talent didn't reach on to his younger brother, Mark. I go, yeah, Mark might have ended up with the more of the look, supposedly. But when it comes down to it, Donnie has ended up with all the skills. And that's kind of sad. If some of those skills could have, had, transferred on into his brother as well to have the same kind of skill talent he had, maybe we would have had a good chance of having him play Nathan Drake the way we would have seen Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
But then again, if you think about Nolan North, he did an amazing job voice acting wise, and yes, his body was he wasn't his body, but he was in the suit, 3D motion capture, same as for the guy who played Sully.
Yeah, I mean, so Nolan North knows how to act.
Yeah.
And everything.
He can act. He can voice act.
Yeah.
He's a man of many talents.
Yeah. But as for having him be the role of Nathan Drake,
he's out of shape, and he's of course age wise too.
Yeah. Now I have an idea. Do you have anybody that you would like to see as Nathan Drake? Anybody floating up in your brain area?
Nothing. No names are rattling up there. I was with the senses of Nathan Fillion would be a good cast, but I'm like, who could be a Nathan Fillion who's younger? I'm thinking if you can't find anybody that's big name now, look for an up and coming actor who hasn't been seen too much screen time. One, will save you on money, and two, nobody will expect that much out of him.
Okay. See, I've got somebody.
Who'd you get?
Brett Dalton. I'm trying to pull up a picture, but yeah, it's a slow connection.
Well, that's fine. I'll pull this up for you guys, so and I'll post the picture up for you guys to check out.
But I mean, I feel like, so Brett Dalton, he's.
Let me see it real quick. Yeah.
Yeah,
he can definitely. Yeah, he can do it for sure.
The guy, the trained agent from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and he's very, very. He has the height. He has the look. I feel like he could be a really good Nathan Drake.
And he has a good head of hair on him.
He has a good head of hair, and he's young, so he can shell out sequels.
Yeah, that's what you want. If you're going to get an actor who's going to play this role, you want somebody who's young enough to stay on for several sequels. And as far as the games goes, it's already at 4 games, so hopefully this will get us 4 movies. And if God willing, maybe 5 movies. But I don't want to push it too far because one movie alone, being done right, it's asking for a whole lot. And as far as my pick for Sully, I picked Bruce Campbell because I'm a big Bruce Campbell fan, and 2, he does look like Sully, and that's just my opinion alone. But I don't know. Who do you think?
You know what? That's a good choice because he can do comedy. Bruce Campbell, he's been known for.
And then look, he looks like Sully.
He does.
All he needs is that stat. I'll be posting this picture. This is a picture from Burn Notice. So if anybody's watched Burn Notice, you know what he looks like in it, and he can pull off a Hawaiian shirt very well.
Yeah. So that's definitely a good choice. I can't think of anybody else that
could do a better job than that. Again, if you're not going to choose him, maybe the actor who played him in the game, who did the voice capture, he could probably do it since he is old already enough as it is, so it's not going to really matter.
You could have Nolan North and have him be Sully.
Yeah, you could do that too. Now, as far as the male leads go, if they do have Elena in the movie, who would you have cast for Elena?
Helen Hunt. No, I'm just kidding. No. Probably that one girl from I don't even. You go first. I have to remember where she's from.
I'm trying to think. That one Mara sister. I think it's Kate Mara. If nobody knows who she is the sister of Rooney Mara. I think she would definitely do a pretty good job. This is a picture of what she looks like.
Oh, wow.
She was in Zoom. If anybody who's seen Zoom, she played the Discount Jean Grey. Yes, I said it, Discount Jean Grey. If you watch Zoom, that is a Discount X-Men movie. I went there, and I'm sorry, but that's
okay.
That's what I think.
I was thinking, what's her face? She's something. The girl from Arrow. Make her blonde.
Never really watched Arrow, so can't really tell you.
Okay, well, girl from Arrow, she's going to be the new Canary.
Okay,
spoilers.
I'll look it up and I'll post a picture of her as well. That way you can have a picture of see who we are talking about and who we think would be cast picked for these actresses and actors for these roles. Now, as far as director goes, since they are kind of like looking for a new director for this role. It's important that the director, pays close attention to the source material, the tone of the comedy. It's not like slapstick comedy. It's more of a dark tone comedy, more for kind of like Die Hard. How Die Hard 1 was. It wasn't comedy wise. It was just comedy because it was like a situation where it's a bad situation. Gotta crack a joke to liven it up, keep yourself going. As far as some of the stuff, the treasure hunting goes, we don't need no puzzle stuff going like that. Something you want something kind of like Indiana Jones, but a little bit fresher.
No, I mean I can totally see them ripping off Indiana Jones and working as an Uncharted. I mean, with Uncharted games, there's a lot of non-essential story points that are there because it's a video game, so you have to stretch it as far as
To keep
8
going, yeah.
12 hours.
But the essential storyline was him looking for the gold of El Dorado. That
Sure, yeah.
That would be a perfect storyline for the movie alone itself, and it can be done perfectly.
Yeah.
Taking out all the crappy stuff that well, not crappy stuff because it was pretty fun to play the game, but stuff that wouldn't be essential for the movie itself alone. But the cursed gold and the city and all that can go with. I'm not sure about the whole deranged people stuff. I don't know.
No, I mean that's you can just like Indiana Jones. There's always an element of the supernatural.
Yeah.
So in Uncharted, you can have that, and it's based off of a video game. Like, I know people will expect something serious. Like, there's a lot of people that really all they want is a gritty movie, and like we don't need that. Uncharted has always been lighthearted, and that's really what we need to focus on. It's although there's a lot of gunplay, like I imagine this to be a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely going to be more of a family-friendly kind of movie, but definitely a lot of action. Kind of like Die Hard 4 and Die Hard 5, where it's PG-13. Right at the end, a lot of action, a lot of stuff, and the swearing was kind of like, very toned down, and I think Uncharted will be kind of like that, where it's just going to push the PG-13 to just as far as they can push it without going too far. But you definitely have to keep the dark sense of humor that Jake has in certain situations. Like when he was hanging from the statue and he just get the cover. He's like, oh crap, stupid little things like that where but you don't have to keep that kind of scene in the movie. But things like that where he says something smart because it's him. He's just a smart ass, and that's how he handles certain situations.
Yep.
And then of course you have to have Sully, be the backbone of the team and the more mature guy, but still being kind of like the father figure for Drake.
I totally see them following exactly what the games have gone. Like having the same story as part 1 translated to movie, same story as part 2 translated to a movie, and from part 3 as well. And even, well, I was gonna say Golden Abyss, but I didn't beat that game, so.
I have not played that game.
Okay. I mean, it's fun, but it's a non-essential game. I don't know, like they can totally make a really good movie because they don't have to make it serious. Going back to Mark Wahlberg, he
Transformers 4?
Transformers 4, but no, what I had in
Max
mind
Payne?
Yes, Max Payne. It was a very serious movie. I just couldn't take Mark Wahlberg seriously. Yeah, I couldn't take him seriously, and this is not Mark Wahlberg's fault, but they
screwed up the story.
The story, they try to make it too video gamey, and it just wasn't.
They did capture some of the elements of the game, which was kind of cool, but they just went too gimmicky with it. They weren't. They took the movie seriously, but then they took like some of the game stuff. Play stuff that was in the game into the movie and made it too gimmicky, and it just didn't fit right. If you're gonna do it, you gotta find the right formula to make it mix and match it. Like the slow bullet time stuff, that could work. Look at Matrix; it made it work because it was done properly. Now, when you do it with this movie and the way it was done poorly, and that was a sad thing. And it kind of reminded me. It's kind of like U-Ball in his movies. How he just dumps on the video game franchise and fans all around the world. It was kind of that kind of take on how they did some of the scenes. The casting was, I guess the casting was kind of bad, but the storyline, how they changed some of the things around, I was thoroughly disappointed. But if you think about it, though, this movie has an uphill battle, just alone being a video game adaptation into a movie. Not a lot of games made into movies have made a big success. Now, Resident Evil is a little different because one, it's a zombie movie. And who doesn't like a zombie movie?
I like a zombie movie.
So, that's the only reason I think Resident Evil was a successful video game to movie adaptation, because most people saw it, they just saw it as a zombie movie, not a video game into a movie. Now, us people who play the video games like, oh, that was cool, but what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
After Resident Evil 2, it just turned to complete shit. 2 was bad, then it just went completely crap downhill. Now, that was the only one that was kind of successful in the video game franchise. Now, Uncharted...
Kinda.
Yeah.
Because then they just shelled out another one. And
Yeah.
another one,
And now they have Resident Evil 5 coming out, so
Yeah.
or 6 or whatever. But now you have Uncharted coming out, and that's
more movies than there is games at this point.
Yeah, so now you got the Uncharted game coming out. I mean, movie coming out. It has an uphill battle, and if it is now, how are you going to plan this game on June 30th on the 2016? Next is Amazing Spider-Man 3. You guys must be smoking some good stuff because they have high hopes for this movie to be turning out and beating out Spider-Man 3.
Well, I mean,
I understand. It's Spider-Man 3, and it's okay. It's already an established franchise. It's not going to do it. I don't know.
They probably have something in mind because they're also both Sony properties. So
somebody's going to have to move.
Somebody's going to have to move, and they're probably lining it up very close to each other. They'll probably have some promotion in Spider-Man to have people come and see the movie.
Yeah.
Uncharted have like a really big not a teaser, a really big action-packed trailer.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
But I just think if you're gonna put it right near Spider-Man, and I forgot what the other opening movie is around that weekend. I mean, it's just getting jam-packed into two big titans. It's like you can't really expect it to do that well if you're gonna put it against established movies. I think one of them is gonna be another comic book movie. I don't know if it's a Marvel or DC one, but I mean, you guys are expecting a lot out of this, and with the track record of video games into movies, is not very good enough for you to put that kind of gamble on it. It's really not that good. I mean, I kind of feel bad. I'm a big fan of the Uncharted series, and I do feel sorry for it to be put against big titles like that. I'll see it if the trailer looks amazing enough for me to go watch it. I'll watch it.
I'm excited for it. I have high hopes for it. It's sounding like they're trying to get their stuff together because no more Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. I think that was a big plus. There's no Mark Wahlberg, and a lot of fans are going for Nathan Fillion in it. What other actors could fill in those shoes of that character? Now, if it's gonna be a franchise film, you definitely want to get somebody young who can continue doing this. But then again, we're only in 2014. It's gonna be 2015. We have a whole year before it comes out, and it's just the early stages of where it's at right now before they hit that starting line to get going. I mean, it's probably like a few months away before they even get started on what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean those are our thoughts.
Yeah. So this is the information we got so far for Uncharted, the movie that's going to be coming out to a theater near us and you in 2016. So leave your thoughts below. What you think? Who do you think would be a good Nathan Drake, and who would be a good Victor Sully, or who would be good Elena? Now leave a comment below. Let us know what you think, what your thoughts are on this movie being made and its release date and being against Titans in this release weekend. Subscribe, and we'll be back with more. Alright guys, see you later. Bye.